Alright guys, Any Given Sunday Sports Special. We're trying something new today. I'm basically trying to give you guys who's in, who's out, the latest information, the importance of each game on game day, when is better to get all the information you need other than game day. Let's go through it real quick. First and foremost, we got cashing out at Dream Killers. Again, the importance of this game is crucial. Most importantly because, first of all, well, let's think about it. Whoever loses this game, they're not making the playoffs most likely. They're out. Goodbye, good night, lights out. Move on, prepare for next season. You know, Dream Killers had a bad start already to this week. They had Rashad Jennings only give them 2 points. That hurts. Hurts real bad. Maurice Jones-Drew, they are missing so badly. But they got some good news on the other end. Percy Harvin, ladies and gentlemen, is out. He is not playing for the Vikings, which means cashing out, unfortunately, has to go with somebody else. So it's going to be huge. That's a big pick-me-up for Lewis. Gives him a shot, a puncher's chance. And again, cashing out with their quarterback situation, they're never a lock to win any game. All right, so now we're going to go into our next game. Apologize, I'm looking down. You know, I'm getting a lot of new information as it comes in on my iPad over here. So, you know, we're trying to keep up. We're going to go into the Dominican Elites versus Dom's team, whose new team name is 4-5 really elite? Nope. Now, Dom has, you know, he's trying. He realizes the importance of this game. If Dom wins this game and either Rich or Dennis lose, Dom is only one game, I repeat, one game out of the playoffs. So he knows the importance of this. Who would have thought a guy who started out, I believe, 1-5 or something like that is now going to potentially be in the midst of a playoff race. He'll be one game out with 3 left if he wins and somehow Rich or Dennis lose this week. That is huge. He's on fire. He has McCoy, who's showing up now. Matt Ryan, I think, is going to have a good game this week. CJ Spiller, Brian Hartline. He just picked up Twine Jones or James or whatever the guy's name is, Jones, from Oakland because McFadden's out. Goodson's out over there in Oakland. The guy's going to get touches. Jones is a big play threat. Let me make it very clear. He's not one of those guys who's going to get you 5 yards here, 5 yards there. No. He's either going to get you the big play or he's going to get you jack squat. Chris Johnson, anybody? Sounds very similar. On the other end, Jeff is looking to pick up the pieces. He's staying by his statement. He's going to go 4-0 the rest of the season. He hasn't backed out from that. He's still guaranteeing the playoffs, but man, does he have a tough task because Dom's team has been absolutely en fuego. He has Cam Newton, who has to show up this week. Enough is enough, Cam. This is your week. From what I'm hearing, if Cam does not show up this week, it looks like quarterback Carson Palmer will be taking over the duties. From what I'm hearing, it's not a definitive, but from what I'm hearing, that's a very strong possibility. So again, the importance of that game is huge. If Dom loses, Dom is completely out. If Dom wins, Dom's back in the thick of it. Jeff needs to win that to keep pace and possibly even maybe take back control of that playoff spot if Dennis or Rich lose. Who knows? Next game is the Powers at the McPoon Handlers. Now the Powers, there's some rumors I'm hearing now that there's might be a competition at tight end because Bennett has not showed up. They have Dustin Keller. They just picked him up to the squad, so Bennett now is looking over his shoulder. When Jesus was asked, Jesus said flat out, Bennett is our starting tight end. Dustin Keller was picked up for next week. We needed a tight end because Bennett is on a bye. This week he said there is no way he's starting Dustin Keller against that Seattle defense. Why would he do something like that? On the other end, you have McPoon Handlers who are on fire. Doug Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, a beast. Tom Brady's there. You know what he's going to do. Jamar Charles is the iffy one, but I'm saying this right now. Jamar Charles will decide this game. It's going to come down to Monday night. Jamar Charles, if he has a big game, I think McPoon Handlers win. If he doesn't have a big game, I think they lose, and then they're back in the middle of the pack. Right now, they control their destiny. And from what I'm hearing, the Powers don't want to see this team in the playoffs, so they're going to do everything they can to win. You know, they got some bad news with Aaron Hernandez being out. That's right, Aaron Hernandez from the Patriots is out. So Brandon Myers, it looks like he's going to have to step in at tight end, which is not a bad pickup because, again, no McFadden over there in Oakland. They're going to pass the ball. Brandon Myers is a very big tight end who gets a lot of targets, who gets those end zone targets also. Next game, guys, we're going to go is D-Town Tigers versus Tomato Cake Burger Suite, whatever that name is, Shakir, again. And Dennis got some good news, you know. Reggie Wayne only put up 9 points, which was huge for him. Huge for Dennis because, you know, you expected Reggie Wayne to get a touchdown and 100 yards. So that didn't happen. That gives Dennis some help. But again, the quarterback situation. You got Romo going against the Philadelphia secondary. That always scares me. You got Marshawn Lynch against the Jets. I think he's going to do great. I think Rice is going to do great against Oakland. Give him the ball, Baltimore. Give the guy the ball. But then Roddy White, which Roddy White is going to show up this week? You got Marcus Coastal, which Marcus Coastal is going to show up this week? Denarius Moore, I love, he's consistent, puts up points week in and week out. Jason Witten, points week in and week out. On the other end, Drew Brees is a man amongst boys. His team is having a horrible season, but he's not. He's balling out. He's going to continue to ball out. Peterson against Detroit, he should be fine. Frank Gore against St. Louis, he should be fine. You know, Crabtree, it depends. But again, this game is so big for Dennis because if Dennis loses this game, it's gonna be a problem the rest of the season because now he no longer controls his destiny. Now he's gonna have to start winning games. So this game is so crucial for him not to fall back into the pack with everybody else. All right, then we got one more game. Is the Underachievers versus Tampa's Empire. The Underachievers had a bad start to this on Thursday night, a really bad start. You know, they only got 5 points from one of their backs there. What were they thinking, putting in Vic Ballard as a starter? I have no idea, but he did it. He can't go back, so now he's going to have to move on. You know, the Lux Empire, all they do is score a lot of points. You know, Underachievers don't have Aaron Rodgers this week, which also doesn't help them much. Willis McGahee, you expect him to go ahead and play. Brandon Marshall, you expect him to go ahead and ball out also. Jimmy Graham, those guys are expected to do their thing. But again, no Rodgers, why would you then take a risk and put in a flyer on a free agent? You just picked up Vic Ballard. I don't know, Pops, why you did it. I heard that there was some really bad language coming out of his mouth after that game. But again, he has to move on. He has to continue to try to get ahead and he can pull off this upset. As far as the Lux Empire goes, again, Peyton Manning, Foster, Michael Turner, Vincent Jackson, Mike Wallace. He's taking a risk. He's saying he's not playing out Ahmad Bradshaw this week. He said Bradshaw, this is around the time where he thinks the Giants are going to start passing the ball a little bit more and going off and doing that. So he's going with Michael Turner. I understand why. Against New Orleans, you have to do it. You can't bench Eric Decker. I don't care what defense he's going against. Eric Decker has to play. He's been that consistent for you. Mike Wallace has to play. Vincent Jackson has to play. So this is going to be a huge game because one of these two teams could potentially then jump into that playoff race if Rich or Dennis lose. Again, you guys keep hearing me say that because Rich and Dennis hold those two spots. But if one of them lose, that other spot opens up big time. And if both of them lose, wow, what a logjam we have. So ladies and gentlemen, that's all the information we have for you prior to kickoff. Good luck to all the teams. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is the new thing. We're going to try to get it done every Sunday. Can't promise I'm going to do it every week, but we're going to try our best. Good luck to all. I hope you guys gave you guys some good inside information, and best of luck.